Bert Okamoto at UFC 285 Media Day, where Derek Brunson just asked me if I shrunk since the last time he saw me. Maybe just you're feeling bigger coming into fight week, huh?
Maybe so, man. Just look a little shorter than me. I don't know.
I can't even call that a backhanded compliment. That's actually not a compliment at all. It's telling somebody they look smaller than you remember them.
It's not the worst thing. Maybe you lost some weight. Maybe you got in shape. Maybe you slimmed down a little bit.
We could take it that way. Speaking of shape, you went into fight camp in shape this time because you were supposed to fight in December. You got that unfortunate injury, and then you went into camp in fight shape, and I saw you posting about that. What were the benefits of going into camp already just feeling like you were ready to go for a 3-round fight?
That's good. You know, the older you get, you definitely probably need a little bit longer to get in shape, especially when you're raiding your kids' cabinet, eating all their fruit snacks and stuff. So, yeah, this camp, we cut out all the candy and stuff, get ourselves in really good shape. So, look to go out and impress.
What is the mindset coming into this one? I mean, obviously you had been on a tear. Unfortunately, that tear came to a close in your last fight. So now you're trying to get back on, back into the win column. Does mindset change after what you had been in with everything going your way and all the momentum you had building behind you?
Just win, go out there, do my thing and win, I want these guys to go out and finish. I know a lot of guys in this era like the point fight and just rack up points, but that's been my whole thing. Like, if I'm taking you to the ground, if I'm on the feet, I'm always trying to finish you, So just being smarter and getting better and mature. So I feel it's all starting to come together.
Well, you had been in this position where you were trying to climb the ladder. Now it kind of feels like this is to stay. This is like to keep your spot on the ladder. Is that what it feels like? Do you feel like you're defending something here? Is that kind of how the stakes of this fight feel?
Yeah, for sure. I'm still in a good spot in the division, So it's like go out, take care of business. Do it in an impressive fashion, and then we'll reevaluate after that.
Were you impressed with this guy?
Yeah, he's solid. He's solid. He's won a few fights. Everybody, come in and win a few fights. Then you get the biggest test, and here we are.
How tested is he so far, do you think?
He's tested like the rest of them. He just haven't fought Mr. Brunson yet, or Blonde Brunson. So.
Blonde Brunson. When did Blonde Brunson come back?
We've been back. We haven't left. I think in my last fight I forgot to dye my hair a little bit. I had a few patches, so we had to make sure we get the full complement this time.
Do you feel like you can get a title fight off this fight, or do you feel like this is to, again, maintain that spot, send Dricus, back out of the top 10, and then earn your title fight after that?
It depends. I mean, I don't know. Jamal Hill just got a title shot in the 7th spot, so you never know. You never know what can happen. I've been top 5 for the last year, 2 years, or whatever. Top 10 my whole career, pretty much. So yeah, we just, like I said, go in and take care of the fights, get back in the win column, and then reevaluate after that.
I'm sure you're being asked this week, but how did we go from I'm going to retire, win or lose in my next 2 fights to I want to fight 4 times? I mean, what happens with that mindset?
Yeah, well, it's like, I look at my last fight. It wasn't performance-based. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I can't do this anymore. It was like, oh, why you got so tired so fast, So it was more of going back to the drawing table, figuring those things out, changing up things in the diet, adding more running to the routine. Whereas, if the doctor say, hey, your knees aren't the best, maybe you shouldn't run. I'm like, well, hey, I probably need to run. So it's just reevaluating those things and being like, oh, I'm like killing these guys, and then I do something stupid and tank and I lose the fight. But it hasn't been a lot of those, but that's an easy reevaluation.
Yeah. And last thing, anybody who would look at that statement though and say, there's a concern, man, because once you start thinking about retirement, it's in this sport in particular, that's never a good thing. Like, people who are concerned about, if he's already thought about retirement, it's not a positive for Derek Brunson. Like, how would you respond to anybody thinking that?
Well, retirement was more of like spending more time with the kids. It get kind of long and tough, being away for 4 or 5 weeks training, and the kids got soccer games and stuff like that. Like, it comes to a point where you have to prioritize things. So, like, that's more of like my thing. It ain't like I can't do it anymore, retirement. It's like, oh, it's time to go be like soccer dad or whatever. So, yeah.
Are we sticking to that 4 times this year comment? Because if that's true, you got to start camp like basically tomorrow for your next one. And are we sticking to 4 times this year?
Well, I have a house in North Carolina and Florida, so like, if I fight summer-ish or right after the kids are out of the school, we can all do the Florida thing. Yep. So it can work out.
All right, man. Well, it's a pleasure seeing you, pleasure talking to you, and good luck in the fight. Looking forward to it Saturday.
Get your height up next time. Right?
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.